We're right on the cusp of having multiple vaccines. Very exciting day. But we still don't know how the supply chain will work or where we'll be able to take it without getting ourselves infected in the process. Too many questions, too few answers. Let's start with distribution. The military has a team led by Army General Gus Perna, who actually runs Operation Warp Speed. He said on 60 Minutes that it's up to him to get the vaccine where it needs to go. He seems like a real straight shooter. I think that's terrific. We want a central distribution hub run by someone who understands supply chains. There's just one problem. The White House has said repeatedly that they want the vaccines to be distributed by the states. So what the heck does General Perna really have to do with it? Does he have to call 50 governors and ask them what to do? I mean, what makes us think the governors know anything about logistics? This morning, Texas Governor Greg Abbott told Squawk Box that things were all set, no need to worry. But he doesn't exactly have the best track record when it comes to fighting the pandemic. But it's not just federalism that causes problems, frankly. There's a whole other layer of this that's led by a very good company by the name of McKesson, the drug wholesaler, and the pharmacies like CVS, and like Walgreens that are supposed to give you the shots. That's where we hear it's going to come from, all right? This level and this level. McKesson apparently will get the vaccines from the Army, but we're not even sure about that. It's not really clear. As part of Operation Warp Speed, the federal government is supposed to partner with states and cities, along with private operators. But I'm worried we're just piling on lots of unnecessary middlemen. If it all works out, I can see the Department of Defense getting 300 million doses of various vaccines rather soon. The general says they already have warehouses that are filled with them, although he won't say how many vials. Still, that is what we want to hear. Then by January or even sooner, they'll begin to hand them over, hopefully to McKesson, which starts off by giving them to the first responders and healthcare workers and nursing homes. Those are the most critical. And then the drugstores will be accessible to everyone. So we're trying to get this up to there, up to there. From these guys to there, to this, to that, you get me? But what the heck do the drugstores do with them? Now, Larry Merlo, CEO of CVS, outgoing CEO, went on Sunday morning talk show yesterday and said his company's all set to inoculate the population. He made it sound as though this will be like getting a flu shot. Hey, fair enough. But we can only produce so much vaccine at once. And here you can see, remember, you're going to have to get 2 doses. And this is this looks like a lot. But remember, you're talking about really about 10% of the country. My question is, how do they determine who gets it? Is it first come, first serve? Will they prioritize higher risk populations like the elderly and people with pre-existing conditions? There's going to be some pecking order. Do we really want the drugstores making that call? Maybe we do. Private industry seems to know a lot. More importantly, some of these COVID vaccines are not like the flu shot. Pfizer needs to be incredibly cold. Can CVS do that? Well, do they have the freezer capacity? I don't know. Look, they can put it in dry ice, but dry ice happens to be in incredibly short supply right now, as I said in my Twitter feed. Meanwhile, Moderna's vaccine only needs simple cooling, but it's harder to make, so there are far fewer doses available. You can't vaccinate the whole country with Moderna. Now, we know of another vaccine, the one from AstraZeneca in UK, and they're pumping out about 3 billion doses next year. That sounds great. Initially, though, it'll be a much lower number. I'm not sure how much of it even comes here because AstraZeneca is a British company. Lorraine, a good firm, said don't even count on it coming here. Even assuming we can handle all the logistics problems, do the drugstores have a plan to give these shots to hundreds of millions of people? Will they do it at their health hubs or inject us in the parking lot? Or is it going to be like what we heard when we first heard of testing, which is that there's been 1 million parking lots and a lot of testing? Didn't happen. None of these questions have been answered, which is why I think we're really headed for a period of controlled chaos. Very hard to imagine this process working smoothly, especially with the presidential transition coming right in the middle. No sign of cooperation whatsoever, as the current president has yet to signal that he lost. As I see it, we're doing this backwards. When we developed the polio vaccine, President Eisenhower made it mandatory. You had to go to your local schools. You had to get vaccinated. I remember this. It was or else. But in many ways, that was a simpler time. Now we have to deal with the Rube Goldberg machine of the federal government, the state governments, private industry. We don't really know how it all fit together. Maybe as if by magic. More important, how many people will even take the darn thing? If they make it easy enough, I hope most people get vaccinated. My bet is that the vaccine will be readily available at least by March. I just wish we had a clear plan to get there, because this is too important to risk screwing up.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.